En Kelohenu, en Kadonenu, en Kemalekenu, en Kemoshienu. It was on September 13, 1782, on a Shabbat afternoon, that the congregation came right here on Cherry Street to its new home. The rabbi announced the honor of opening the doors to the new building, and that honor was bestowed upon Haym Salomon, the largest contributor to the new first purchased home of Mikveh Israel. With the war raging, the situation was dire. General Washington needed help to support the troops. Haym Salomon was there.
My friends, the struggle for our independence is in danger of being lost. General Washington has no money, food, or clothing for his ragged army. He has asked us to help him raise the $400,000 he so badly needs. I know that you've given, even beyond your means, but now we must give again. It isn't charity, I ask. It's an offering to the cause of liberty, a cause sacred to us above all others, because centuries of bitter persecution have taught us the value of liberty. If we want to continue living as free men in a free land, if we want to bequeath to our children this priceless heritage, then we must give. It is not our duty to leave wealth to our children. It is our duty to leave them liberty.
And we felt that to commemorate this wonderful and historic person and commemorate this historic institution founded in 1740, that we would seek out people who continue in those ideals as established by Haym Solomon.
He was not recognized by many people about what he has done for the country and for the congregation, and therefore, in a way, we are compensating that by making the Haym Salomon Leadership Award for people who represent leadership and have really accomplished many things for the community.
The highest quality of recipients to receive this award, this acknowledgement, for which I'm happy to be part of this process. Happy to have been the first recipient last year, and delighted that Dr. D. Walter Cohen is being honored tonight with this award.
He's always made it clear to us how important Judaism is, and now that I have kids of my own, I'm excited to be able to pass those traditions on to them and raise them Jewish, and I hope that he's able to be there for their bar mitzvahs, and I know that that would be really special for him because he's always taught us how important Judaism is.
He's helped me out with my tennis game. He's helped me through any situation that I've ever needed his advice or needed to someone just to talk to. He's been there for me.
Tireless energy, he's passionate, he's loving, he's caring, he is the most committed human being to his values. He just goes above and beyond for everyone and anyone.
Well, he's a mentor, he's a role model, incredibly inspiring, incredibly giving, helpful, caring, certainly to our family. But I think in general, he's the person, when you need something, advice, guidance, you call him, and he is always, always there.
I've always appreciated the things that are important in especially the Jewish institutions. That's one of the highlights that I look forward to is the gala for the National Museum of American Jewish History.
He's the best pop-pop ever.
He's really fun and really educational.
He's nice.
One of the things he's done really well is he started a Middle East Center for Peace, and that project was to co-educate Israeli and Palestinian dentists together, and through that experience of training together to see if that could foster a spirit of peace and collaboration. And I think that's a project he's very proud of, and it's really a good example of all that he values.
This synagogue has been a very important part of my life. I've been attending services here for 76 years. And I've always enjoyed being part of the congregation.
Mikveh Israel is really a part of our core system. My parents met in Hebrew school and fell in love and then they were married in Mikveh Israel.
As a youth, I sang in the choir, and on many Sabbaths I was given the privilege of carrying the Torah, and it was always very inspiring to be here because it's such a rich history, and I love history. I would come on a Sabbath and occasionally pick up a prayer book, and the prayer for the government was for King George III, to give you some idea of how far back Mikveh Israel went. The history of this congregation is like the history of the United States, and I always felt so fortunate to be part of this group. There were so many leaders that followed Haym Salomon. I mean, I remember sitting in the congregation surrounded by people like Dr. Cyrus Adler, A.S.W. Rosenbach of the Rosenbach Museum, Judge Louis Leventhal, and many others. And these were leaders of the Jewish community, not only of Philadelphia, but of the country. And it was always awesome for me.
To us as a family, we've gone to special occasions there, but once a year for my mother's Hash Kebab, my father and my sister and I go to synagogue there. And my father endowed the chair that my mother sat in. I always sit in her chair, and it's very comforting to me to look across the room and see my father sitting there and praying. And when they call my mother's name, we all stand up. And it's really, even though it's a sad time, it's a very special time for our family.
Having been raised here, it means the core of my Judaism. Family, community, the essence of my being. I've been to other synagogues, but I always come back here. This is home. This is also home to him. When the synagogue moved down here in 1976, he was one of the people, my cousin was also, who carried the Torahs when they opened the synagogue here.
The Ark is open because Walter Cohen is representing very much in what we have in front of us, the Torah. The Torah has been there for 3,323 years. We received in Sinai, and we maintain the values that are there for the rest, for generation to generation. And that is exactly what Dr. Walter Cohen has done here. From generation to generations, and maintain the same tradition, haven't changed it. And that's the reason why we have the Ark open, to represent what Dr. Cohen represents.
Haym Salomon was an American hero, a devoted Jewish American hero who fought the British, was imprisoned by the British. He contracted tuberculosis and died as a result of that disease. He left behind a wife and children who were penniless.
Oh, come now, Mr. Salomon. You're a man of intelligence, a man of business. What have you in common with these rebels?
A love for liberty, a yearning for freedom and equality.
Never mind that.
The right to say what we please, the right to worship as we please.
Take him to Provo prison. That may change his mind.
D. Walter Cohen is deserving of this award because, like Haym Salomon, both on the board of directors of Mikveh Israel have devoted their lives to giving back to the community.
Receiving the Haym Solomon Award is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me to say thank you to Mikveh Israel for all it's done for me. And I'm not sure I was the right candidate to receive this award, but I have to say that that has a tremendous impact. And I've been very, very fortunate to have had recognition from other institutions, but this is so close to my heart that it's really very, very gratifying.